Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Powerful on Purpose podcast. Um, I'm so lucky I get to talk to all these amazing, fabulous women. And today's episode is no different. I am talking to Annmarie Entner. We had a little lesson on the last name. You can get it too. She is an autoimmune support coach. She's a best-selling author and founder of Life Coaching for Change. After her rheumatoid arthritis diagnosis, she rebuilt her life, learning to live with purpose, not pain. And she helps women navigate diagnosis with confidence and grace, which is all something we need in multiples in this world. And her mission is really reminding women they're not broken, they're becoming. Ooh, I love that. It is super juicy. Welcome, Annmarie.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Yeah, like you said, I'm an autoimmune support coach, and I started out as just a regular coach and was diagnosed with it, and it was a calling. I really felt that um, even though my disease had taken some stuff from me, it really gave me more than it took.
Right? And isn't that, you know, I've had a conversation earlier today. Isn't that really part of the journey is looking at maybe what we lose, but the benefit is so much bigger of what we
Mhm.
gain, even though in that moment the price feels high. So tell us
Yeah,
a little
and
bit.
it does feel high in the moment. And you go through these, our life is like a roller coaster, right? Everything is like that. Everyone's has that. And when I was first diagnosed, I got on all these forums and they're like, you need to grieve yourself. You need to grieve your old life. But if we are constantly moving forward, how do we grieve something we've already lived, right? That
Right.
was my thought process. But I had this whole idea, right? We talk about the ideas of what we have for our future. And I decided it was time to grieve my future and
Mm,
what my future was. And I had all the ideas and, what I wanted to do. I never made a plan because I grieved my future. I made a plan and I
interesting.
live so intentionally. And that's kind of how I coach the women that I work with. Like, we can't go backwards. We can't grieve what we've already lived, but we
Right.
get to look forward and create more. And
Right.
that's how I live. Like, I have grandchildren. I was going to do all these things. And I'm like, you know what? I get to do them now. And I
Right.
plan everything very intentionally. My husband, my life, with my everything, even with my clients. It's about just moving forward for you. And everyone gets to enjoy the real authentic you.
Oh, so that's an interesting thing. Do you feel like your diagnosis then helped you get to that clearer? Because, like, now I got to figure out who I am so I know how to deal with this.
I actually grew up. Feel like I grew up and I have purpose. I say that my one mission is to let women know that they're not broken, right? For me, I always thought I was broken. I have a very traumatic background, a lot of traumas in my life, and I never dealt with it. And I really believe that's why I got rheumatoid arthritis, on top of it being, everything else that goes along with it. But, when you have a constant internal battle, it makes it easier for it to develop. When I started facing all the past issues, I grew up and I
Sure.
didn't carry it with me. And I believe we all like to hold on to those traumas like it's our whoopee and it's made us strong. But when we truly let go of it, we really see our resilience and our strength go forward. And that's how I felt the same with my disease. It gave me a purpose, truly gave me a purpose in life that I get to share. Not from a place of victimhood or woe is me. It's more of like, wow, it gave me life.
Right. Well, and I like your idea of broken too, because I think in so many different areas, especially as women, right? There's
Hmm.
um, some standards that we're expected, supposed to, whatever it should live up to or whatever.
Hmm.
And when you don't, then that nagging that we've all got
The guilt.
head or
The guilt,
voice
the
in our head.
shame,
Yeah.
all of it's back here, like, and it's yipping at you, like, "Oh, you let that happen to you, and how come you didn't handle it differently?" And we're our own worst enemy. I think everybody's our own worst enemy, but I think
Right.
when you have other traumas and disease and things going on in your life, you can't separate them because they're all so big.
Right.
And
Right.
what I show is how you take it piece by piece and break it down so small and make it doable, you're living so much more authentically than you were before.
Right. And it sort of gives you that license to, I remember a friend, oh gosh, she's been gone quite a few years, but she was in her 80s then. And she called an attorney an SOB right to his face at a party. And I was like, I
Yeah.
laughed. I laughed out loud, right? Because that's my deal. But I was like, I want to be like her when I
Mhm,
grow up, right? Just
mhm.
saying the thing. And he took it very well on his part. But
Well, good
yeah,
for him.
being that whatever that is inside of you that wants to come out and say, wait a minute, I'm too much, I'm too whatever. I'm
Mhm.
okay with that.
It's that giving yourself that permission,
Absolutely.
and stop being the people pleaser and, the rule follower. I mean, I had them all. I had all the sabotages going on, but when you finally give yourself that permission to honestly live your life, what an amazing gift you've given yourself.
Right.
Unfortunately, we don't see it by ourselves. We have to have guidance to be like, hey, you can do that on your own. And when you adapt to that, someone can see it. It's a beautiful thing to watch as a coach. I truly have to tell you. I mean, to watch women like finally be like, oh, wow, I can do that. I can start that business. I can do all the things that I wanted to do and have a disease that's not going to stop me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That mind shift of
Mm.
um because I think a lot of times the medical community can make it seem like it's a life sentence or a
Mhm.
catastrophe.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not even just it's not even the medical field. So, I do retreats. I go to a lot of things, and people see me and they know I have this disease because I talk about it so freely. And they're like, "Oh no, you need to rest. You need to do this. You need to do that." And I'm like, I know my body.
Right.
I'm making them uncomfortable because I am allowing myself to do what I want to do. I also know when to say no and when to stop. But they're so afraid that I'm pushing myself that I've made them uncomfortable. I had to come to terms with that's their problem. That's not mine.
Right.
And
Oh, yeah.
that I see a lot in everybody's life where we take on everybody else's, like, oh, I'm making them uncomfortable. I better stop.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I love that you said that because so true, right? We call a truth and the other person starts explaining or whatever because
Mhm.
we tapped into their discomfort about that particular
Right.
thing.
I'm tired of
Right.
being uncomfortable because you're uncomfortable.
Right? Right? Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
going. And I know it comes from a place of love, but they're so uncomfortable
Right.
that it's really about them, not me. And that took a while to come to terms with that, where I was like able to say, "Oh, this is a hard no. I can do this.
Right.
I'm sorry you're uncomfortable, but I'm gonna follow through with it."
Right? Oh, I'm
Mhm.
sure. I'm sure because we're again not trained or conditioned that way, right?
Mm-mm.
We're trained to be that server and want to help and want to take care of everybody even if it's none of our business.
Exactly. I mean, and that's,
Yeah.
so what's really interesting is everybody will come to me because of their condition. And then when we start talking and we start learning about each other, it's everything outside that they're having a hard time managing on top of their condition. And once we can figure out how to do that, everything else just comes like into play. It's like that ripple effect of, oh, I can say no to this person and I can say no to that person. And that power that they've given themselves and they don't even realize it just because they got a disease. It's the
Right?
gift that I think keeps giving to me personally. I mean, it's been great having it. I mean, I know it sounds silly, but I mean, somebody else does not feel that way. And it gave me purpose. It gave me a reason to get up in the morning, where somebody else would be like, oh, I just can't deal with life. Like,
Right. Right. But I'm guessing you can help them make that switch, right?
absolutely.
Too.
Like what I like to
Yeah.
ask them, what are like things that you want to accomplish in life? And they're like, well, I want to finish my business. I want to have it, get it up and running, or I want to be the best grandmother, or how do I manage to be a grandmother and a mother and show up for everything? And I'm like, you get to pick and choose what you're gonna, what you want to go to. If you're tired that day, it's okay to say no, you can't go. They're
Right.
your family. They'll understand. Most other people won't. And who
Eh.
cares? They don't really, so yeah,
At
it's
the
that
end of
whole
the day.
thing. I know like for me, I took care of my mother while she was dying in my home and I was taking care of her and I had to learn to say no. Like I can't take care of her 100%, but my 100% was 100% that I could do.
Right.
We take on so much, and when you have a condition, especially something that stress can trigger it to be like a
Right.
big flare, you have to learn how to say, I'm here, but I'm here. I can hire someone, I can help you get it done without the guilt of having to be not all on you. Because again, we are the women, we're caretakers, right? Or that's our role, I guess. I had to step back. I had to ask for help, but I was fully in with my mother. And that was a gift that I learned again, like every part of our lives we get to learn. I also now get to teach that because we're in that sandwich generation, right? We're all taking care of our parents. You get to say no. You get to ask for help. Don't feel
Right.
guilty. The guilt could just send us off on another edge.
Oh, for sure. And I hope everybody heard we just had a little master class here from Annmarie. Thank you. Because
The guilt.
yeah, absolutely. So true. And just such a ripple effect as well.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what happened to me. Just the ripple effect that I get to share with my clients. The women, then they get to share it with their friends, their children. It just goes on and on and on. And I think that what I see most is my grandchildren have seen me sick at my worst, taking care of my mother. They see me today at my best, and I'm still sick. So they
Right.
see that they can live with something that can be debilitating that's not holding me back.
Right. The
Right.
destigmatization, if
So it's
that's a word,
really,
right?
yeah, well, I agree. Yeah. But I'm not taking the stigmatism out, I guess. I'm like, we'll figure out that word at some point. But yeah, it's, I think we can be such great role models without screaming it from the rooftops.
Yes,
We,
I agree totally. Another gal on another podcast, we were talking about normalizing that sort of conversation.
Mhm,
We were talking about mental health in her case, but the same, this physical health idea that sickness or a diagnosis means
mhm,
something less
right.
than whatever you want it to mean.
And it could be your superpower. That's how I look. Why not make it your superpower?
Yeah.
And I've dealt with my share of mental illness, which all goes along with what you have. Um, it's my superpower. I get to share that you're not stuck in a bedroom or in a walls with, padded rooms because you chose to put yourself there because you don't want to move forward and people believe that that's where you need to be.
Right.
You get to be slowly move out of it and come to your own fruition without asking for those people to put you on a pedestal because you've done it yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Ooh, so juicy. So what are you working on now that has you really fired up?
Oh, so right now I am going to have a membership because money is tight when you have a condition like this. Our medicines are not cheap, and we don't have a platform that I've seen that's just about women talking about everyday life. And I'm going to go right down to the intimacy with your husband, how to talk to your children about what you have, or just have a place to come. And I'm going to use the word bitch with no judgment. Because if you don't have a place to go to just let those feelings out, somebody else is going to want to fix you. And that's what I see on some of these online forums. They want to fix you. They want to say, do Dr. Leonard's diet. And that's just a name that I use.
Right.
Or
Right.
if you do this, that, and the other thing, it'll work. But what we all forget is that our bodies are so different and how we process is so different.
Right.
So I want a different platform that they can come to and feel happy, that they have a
Right.
place to go to, that they don't have to worry about someone trying to fix them.
Oh, so important. And that ranting too, right? We really need to move those emotions out to process and go on instead of
Mhm.
like, oh, I gotta like keep it together so
Mhm.
I don't make anybody else uncomfortable.
Right.
So yeah, that sounds like an ideal place.
Yeah, and that's what I'm working. That's going to come out in March because that's autoimmune month. But I mean, it's definitely something that's been very on the back burner for a couple of years, and this year I've been working at it. And just like I have like a roadmap that I just for a beginner, someone that's just starting out. It's something just to have a tangible thing to look at, and
Right.
you use it how you want. I'm not telling you how to use it. Like here it is. This is what worked for me. Take what you want from it, because we all process differently.
Right. And isn't that part of the permission piece as well?
Absolutely.
Saying you got permission, take all this stuff, figure out what works for you,
Mhm.
and go on with it. Even if everybody
Absolutely.
is like, nope, that can't work. That
Yeah,
can't work.
they say that permission slip, and it's absolutely true. I mean, I always think about, like, when you were in school, you needed that permission slip to go to the bathroom, right?
Right.
Well, this is so much more than that. It's so much you're giving yourself that permission, and you're not asking it from someone else.
Right. Right.
So
And
that
that
to
is
me
the
is
ultimate authority.
and so loving yourself. That's the ultimate self-care, when you can give yourself that permission.
Ooh, I agree totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So if you could, what's your if you looked ahead 12 months, like where would you love to see your business be at that point?
Well, I have it in my head already. Because it's the end of the
Because
year.
she's a planner, everybody.
We've
Yeah.
planned it already, right? That my I will have my membership up and running. I would love to, have a ton of people in there, but I'm gonna be happy with whoever shows up, because that's who's meant to be there in the moment. I would like to add a couple of more clients, one-on-one, and I'm throwing around in my head maybe a retreat, like a weekend
Ooh.
retreat. So I have, like a lot of things going on, but I just want to make more of an impact. And that's going to be through a web. I'm going to do my own podcast eventually this year, also
Cool.
in 2026. And it's going to be just quick hits, just to throw ideas out to people, and then maybe see what happens from there. I want to be an advocate, a true advocate for women, where they can come and just say it. Say what you want to say without really anyone judging you. Because if I'm thinking it, I'm sure someone else has.
Oh,
And
definitely.
oh yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
a big cursor. I'm from the New York Northeast, so that comes very fluently.
And we're aligned in that because I was thinking, I'm known to do that as well. And somebody the other day was like, oh, you shouldn't say that. And I think then I said, bleep that, or,
Yeah, exactly,
So, yeah,
exactly. But I think there's a certain amount of when you can let your guard down. Again, the permission to just let it loose, because how much more can we hold on to?
right.
I'm at my older age, right? So I'm not young anymore, and I'm not worrying about the kids at home. But women are getting diagnosed younger and younger.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
now they're not just holding a job, raising a family, keeping their house together. Now they have a condition.
Right.
And then sometimes that takes, everything else goes on the back burner, and the guilt on that. They need a place to go
Yep.
to
Yep.
figure that out.
Ooh, yeah. I love that.
Right?
And I love the idea of a community to do that. Right.
Yeah, just a place to go. I mean, I am not telling you how to live your life by any means. I've made my mistakes, and that's the thing, is you're allowed to make those mistakes. Um, and if you don't make them, you don't know what you want.
For sure. And honestly, I think if you don't make them, you don't appreciate
Mhm.
where you get to, right?
Right.
Because our journey through life is this becoming this vision we have.
Mhm. Right. So
So,
I
yeah.
agree. So I do like, I don't do like the New Year's coming. I don't do those resolutions, but I do like some vision boarding. And I've seen that past years, visions are now coming true. They didn't come
Oh,
true in those years. And that was like a big disappointment to me 10 years ago when I started. I'm like, well, I had this vision board. Why is it not coming true? I worked really hard. Again, that ripple effect. It started with an idea and now it's happening.
right.
And
Yeah.
that's also giving yourself permission to make a little mistakes along the way to get where you got to go.
Yeah. Well, we could go on, as you can see, folks, forever
Yes.
with Annmarie. She's an utter delight. And she does have, I think you mentioned this, right? The From Diagnosis to Direction Roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. And we will put the link in the show notes because you're going to want to connect with Annmarie. Where is the best place for people to find you?
Well, I'm on Instagram and you can, definitely get me there. I'm also on Facebook, and it's just on Facebook, it's my name. I am changing it just to my name on Instagram because I am no longer just the Ari advocate. I am everybody's advocate. So it's going to be my name. And that'll be in January also, just to kind of bring everything together. But get on a call with me. Just tell me what's going on with your life. Just like how you asked me your question. How do you see yourself in 12 months, right?
Right.
We all have an idea. Let's put it down on paper. Let's see what it looks like.
Oh, there you go, folks. I know you're going to be wanting to connect with Annmarie. She's a delight, a joy, an inspiration, and she can help you move your life in the direction that you want, right? The direction you choose. And let's start giving ourselves and others permission to do that. So thank you for joining us, and subscribe so you can get more powerful conversations with amazing women changing the world with their story.